So this is the third time recording this video now. I am fucking frustrated. So alright, cool. Look, we got the bullish gap here. We got the bullish gap on NQ, right? We've got an SMT. ES has swept this high, right? ES has swept the high, so we got the SMT. We've had a liquidity sweep here. We've had the equal highs above, and we've had the liquidity sweep. All right. Do we have a reaction of a higher time frame? We tapped up for the 3 minute and the 4 minute. However, I think the reaction that we had is just due to actually taking the liquidity. Do we have displacement? Yes, we had displacement. So let's let this trade run, right? Boom. We've let the trade run, okay? So, sweet. We've entered here. This is your entry point, right? Entry. This is your entry. Okay, so we've entered into the market here. All right? If you're a retard. Okay, so we've entered into the market here. ES has closed all the way up here. ES hasn't even closed below the 50% mark. It's literally 25% of the fair value gap that we've closed in, right? Whereas NQ's inversed, right? So at this point, we even have a bullish SMT, right? We've not closed below 50% of the mark. We're in the top half of the fair value gap on the bullish gap. So this is like a huge indication that we want to come up on ES, right? However, we don't, right? So we've got our internal target down here. This is a nice draw on liquidity. We've got our internal target down here. And then we got our external liquidity down here, right? So we got our external here. And this is more of a like just trying to get out of the risk on the internal point. Really and truly, this is your true internal point. Okay? But this is a good little place to put your stop loss to break even. Okay, at this point. So we've entered here. ES has an inverse, right? So ES has an inverse. We've got a bullish SMT now. ES has an inverse. ES is respecting 50% of this, above 50% of this fair value gap. We've got great indication that we're going to want to come up, right? And we haven't even set the internal point to move stop loss to break even. Yes, the trade worked, right? We set the internal point. Stop loss moved to break even. So your stop loss would have been roughly here. Stop loss. However, we set this internal target, so now we'd move the stop loss and we'd put the stop loss here at the entry. So we're in a risk-free trade, right? However, ES is only just inversed, right? And like I said, we've got this gap here that's closed. We got this candle here that's closed when NQ is inversed, and it's in the top half of the fair value gap. This is a great indication to come up. We've had the bullish SMT as well, and well, some of you have taken this trade in the other Discord, and some people have taken this trade in this Discord because I think it's just literally due to a lack of knowledge. And yes, this trade worked. It went all the way down to the take profit, right? However, this is a terrible trade to take, and this trade will lose you money in the future. This is a terrible trade to take, and like I said, it will lose you money in the future. You never want to take this type of play. You've had temporary profits, and if you take this type of play in the market again, you will lose. And we won't be in the trade because we know it's a stupid trade to take, and it's not even worth the money, right? So it was a 39 point move, so it's $780 move, right? So it looks great, it feels great if you're on one minute, of course. But at the end of the day, this is a terrible trade to take. If you're taking trades like this and you can't identify it being a bad trade, that's absolutely fine. And that's why you're here in this Discord, because I'm going to tell you exactly why a trade is bad, why a trade is good. But you never want to take this play in the market again.